Contrary to what the narratives might say out there, DeMar DeRozan is actually the perfect fit for the Chicago Bulls offense, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm Ross, this is Arturis Fan Club, and yeah, you should be subscribed if you're not. Hit that subscribe button. You guys know subscriptions help me out a ton. Make sure to leave a like on the video, and if you're not familiar, the Super Fan Club is only $4.99 a month. You get exclusive videos like my latest video reacting to the greatest plays of Tony Kukoc's career, and shout out to our Super Fan of the Day. So, DeMar DeRozan, the perfect fit for the Chicago Bulls. Yes, I said it. I know there are a ton of national talking heads out there saying, DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine will never work together, this and that. Let's put the scope on the Chicago Bulls offense. Let's focus in on offense. Defense is going to be a different puzzle to solve further down the line, and I'll talk about that in a future video. But right now, I want to focus in on how DeMar DeRozan is the perfect fit for the Chicago Bulls offense. Specifically, what he's able to do to a defense. Okay, DeMar DeRozan was the top non-guard in terms of drives per game last season. Just means he drives the lane a lot. Like I said, number one in non-guards, very good at getting to the rim, collapsing the defense. We're aware of how lethal he is in the mid-range. So once he gets into that, top of the key area, defenses do tend to hone in on him. He shot 53%, among the best in the league on those drives, but that's not really what we're here to focus on today. What I want to talk to you about is his playmaking. And I know I've talked about it on Twitter, I've talked about it here in these videos a little bit in the past, but I want to really dig deep into some of these numbers and some of these stats. So I'm going to be pulling some stuff up here, and don't mind me if I'm looking at the screen, but I have a great article from my guy Bulls Dynasty that I'm going to reference a couple times, and I'll leave a link for that one in the description. And I'm also getting these stats from NBA.com, from B-Ball Reference, a bunch of different advanced stats, metrics that those guys have to offer, which are great. So, what DeMar DeRozan excels at is driving the lane and collapsing the defense. We know he's a mid-range god, but just having that in his tool set forces the defense to respect when he drives the lane. He can back someone down, and you have to put an extra defender on him if it's a guard, someone smaller than him, which I suspect he'll get into a lot of situations as the primary facilitator. Most teams run their offense through their point guard. Some teams, like the Bulls, are going to run their offense technically through their forward, DeMar DeRozan, which means he'll get a lot of opportunities, hopefully, to get mismatches. And when you've got a forward backing down on a guard, you tend to shift someone over to try to help on defense. So you try to help on defense, you bend the defense. That's what DeMar DeRozan does, and that's what my guy Bulls Dynasty argued in his article. He called it the bend. And I think the bend is a great way to describe this, because you have to kind of shift a man over, which doesn't fully switch. It's not a full switch. It's just a bend. It's a perimeter guy leaking out a little bit to DeMar DeRozan's post up in the mid-range, just to give him a little bit of heat, to give him a little bit of contention. So it's not just an easy jumper for him, an easy turnaround jumper that we know he excels at. So when he bends the defense like that, he creates open shot opportunities for his teammates. Now, in San Antonio, didn't have the best three-point shooting teammates. We know that. And once again, I'm going to keep referencing my guy Bulls Dynasty has a great graphic that shows what the Spurs offense looked like with DeRozan on the court versus when he was off of it. Suffice to say, DeRozan being on the court is a good thing for your team. And as an elite passer, when he takes those, drives that we just talked about, those top drives for a non-guard in the NBA, when he's taking all those drives into the paint, he's able to extend those drives well under the basket to get defenders up into the air. This is something that actually I've seen Patrick Williams start to do a little bit too, which is using his hands to kind of trick the defender, the rim protector, to go up in the air, which either gives DeRozan the opportunity to create the shot for himself, or to make a pass to the perimeter for a guy who's cutting, or to make a pass to the roll man like Nikola Vucevic. Like, this is going to create this kind of elite drive and kick ability, I guess we could call it. Yeah, elite drive and kick ability that DeMar DeRozan possesses is going to create so many open shots for so many players. Specifically, though, I think it's going to benefit Nikola Vucevic and Zach LaVine the most. Because Zach LaVine can cut to the basket, DeMar DeRozan can get a rim protector, or, you know, who's ever clogging the paint, he can get them into the air, creating an open shot opportunity for Zach LaVine as a cutter, or for Nikola Vucevic as a roll man, create an easy lob opportunity. Nikola Vucevic he's got those soft hands, and DeRozan is able to make really good passes in tight space. You know, so around defenders, over defenders, Nikola Vucevic can handle those passes because of the soft hands that he has. He's one of the best in the league at it. I can't get excited enough over the kind of potential that DeRozan has as a drive and kick man. Now, we haven't even gotten into the juicy stats yet. I'm just talking philosophy. Let's get into the juicy stats. You guys know Zach LaVine, an elite three-point shooter. He's found success off the catch and shoot, although he's only been asked to do it in a limited capacity in his career. I'm sure we'll only see that go up because now he's going to be playing off ball even more. Same thing with a guy like Patrick Williams, who's going to have more opportunities to get open looks from three, and we're going to expect him to hit those. Zach is going to come off of double screens. Like, we haven't seen Zach LaVine play in this capacity. Like, Zach LaVine, I don't want to make an outrageous comparison, but think of like what Klay Thompson is able to do off ball. That's the kind of scoring bursts that we could see from Zach LaVine off ball is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Just be excited about that. But once again, let's get into the stats. So remember how DeRozan averages the most drives per game of any non-guard. Of all players with at least 15 drives per game, DeRozan has the 4th highest pass percentage. He's 6th in assist percentage, and with better shooters around him, I would imagine that number will only go up because of how much of a willing and capable and elite passer that he already is. Those numbers will only get better. He is breaking down the defense and looking to kick the ball out, right? It's not like he's breaking down the defense and passing it here and there. He's breaking down the defense with the intent of creating open shots, okay? Now, he's good at it. He was 16th in the league in assists, which is already pretty good. But there's another stat that I was looking at that I was really intrigued by. So he's actually 3rd in the league for assist to pass percentage adjusted, which from what I understand is a fancy way of saying that, you know, his stat was 20.7% assist to pass percentage adjusted. So 20.7% of all of his passes turned into either assists, free throw assists, so free throws, or secondary assists. So the guy he passed it to got the assist. So the dude is just creating points every time, not every time, but the majority of the time that he is driving the lane, taking these passes. Like when you add all these stats onto each other, when he is driving the lane, making these passes, getting it to open shooters, getting it to guys who can then get it to an open shooter, or getting it to a guy who is driving the lane and could get fouled. He is creating points almost every second he has the ball in his hands. He is creating points, which is great, because we haven't even gotten to the best part yet. The part that makes my heart sing. The part that makes me wake up in the morning and get through the day. Are you ready for it? Because you're going to like it. The guys he's passing to, let's start off with Nikola Vucevic. The guys he's passing to. Do you want to know who the leader in catch and shoot field goals was in the NBA last season? Yeah, it's Nikola Vucevic. Nikola Vucevic leads catch and shoot field goals by like a ridiculous margin. Just catch and shoot points in general. Nikola Vucevic is number 1. Duncan Robinson is number 2. The gap between 1 and 2 is larger than the gap between 2 and 16. Let me say that again. Nikola Vucevic is so much better at scoring off of catch and shoot than the next 15 players in the NBA, right? It's madness. It's madness. And that's not all. Lonzo Ball is top 10 in the NBA in catch and shoot threes. Kobe White is top 50. Like, are you hearing me? This dude, DeMar DeRozan, his ability to drive the lane, break down defenses, find open teammates, create open shots, is now being paired with some of the best open shooters in the entire NBA. We already know how good Zach is, but look at on paper, Nikola Vucevic. what he does off of catch and shoot, and also what he does off the pick and roll. I haven't even talked about that. That wasn't even something I studied for this video. But you know he's good off of pick and roll. You know he's good on the pick and pop. All of this combines to create an offense that is perfectly suited to each player's strengths, right? Zach's dynamic scoring and cutting ability, his ability to shoot from anywhere on the floor, but also his ability to cut off back screens, to notice when he should drive the lane and potentially get a foul. DeMar DeRozan getting the defenders in the air, creating an opportunity for Zach to get to the rim before they're able to recover. Vucevic's inside-outside pick and pop game. You know, you're able to run the pick and roll with him and get him to the pick and pop in the mid-range, or you're able to get him wide open looks from three, whatever it ends up being. Lonzo's versatility, his transition passing himself, which is also really good, but just his catch and shoot ability, which hopefully he's okay accepting that role because it's the perfect role for him. And obviously Patrick Williams will benefit from all of the defensive attention that the rest of these guys are getting. You'll see Patrick Williams with the ability to get wide open looks from three, but same thing we were talking about, you know, cutting to the basket, even having the ball in his hands sometimes when DeMar DeRozan's off the floor. I think Patrick Williams has a lot of these same capabilities as DeMar DeRozan. My guy Laro, shout out Laro, I'll put his link in the description too. He was posting footage of Patrick Williams getting defenders in the air and then making good passes when they can't recover in time. It's great basketball. It's gonna be beautiful basketball. It's gonna be unselfish. The ball isn't gonna stick, the ball's gonna move around. Another thing, I know I don't wanna sound like I'm pulling everything from my guy, Bulls Dynasty's article, because I promise you, I've been doing my own research too. But he's a great writer, his article will be in the description. But just another factor to all of this, Billy Donovan coached Russell Westbrook and Paul George together in OKC. Russell Westbrook, a guy with a lot of the same tendencies as DeMar DeRozan, a lot of the same knocks as DeMar DeRozan. Not much of a three-point shooter, good in the mid-range, great at breaking down the defense and making passes to open targets, three-point shooters. And then Paul George, a similar skill set of Zach LaVine, of able to, you know, hit threes and drive the lane and get dunks, like coming off of double screens and just all kinds of great action that Billy Donovan knows how to put these guys into. He has the experience. He's been there, done that. I had to make this video because I've been looking at these numbers for a couple weeks now, actually. Just like, I need to put these in a more coherent argument. I think I did a good enough job. I think I did. And you should send this to people who think that DeMar DeRozan is a bad fit for the Bulls, because hopefully this is the kind of content that will resonate and help you understand why, no, DeMar DeRozan is not a bad fit. DeMar DeRozan is a great fit for the Bulls, Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball. Like, it's all really perfect. It's almost like Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley know what the fuck they're doing, huh? Could you imagine? And that's kind of it. That's kind of what I had for you guys today. I would love to do more film breakdown, but I can't do that on the main channel. I can do it on the Super Fan Club though. Only $4.99 a month gets you access to exclusive videos, early access to videos, exclusive ways to communicate with me, behind the scenes, emojis, badges, all kinds of really cool stuff. I would strongly consider checking it out if I were you, because I think it's a great value and it supports me directly. So if you like what I do, best way to support it. ArturasFanClub.com/shop is the place for the merch. And as always, you guys know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you made it this far and you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will talk very soon.